Sorry, I was a little late there, but as soon as I get people waiting and I'm ready to go, then stuff comes up. And when I'm finally ready to go, there's nobody left waiting. But the show must go on. Alright, let's fix a few things here, let people get back into the room here. Maybe they already got another alert or whatever. Alright, so where's my pointer? So here we are, November 9th, 2023, and here's our loop playing here. We'll let this go for a minute here as people enter the room. We have this slow motion event over here, spitting and sputtering. Out comes a round object right here, causes that, or that CME kind of splashes over it. Then there's a second object right here, and you'll see at the end there's two of these little spikes that are crackling and popping right here as we have two objects interacting with the sun right there. All right, that full halo CME that you see there is earthbound. I'm sure you guys probably already know that by now. This ends up being like the last report of the day. But then we go a little bit into tomorrow, so it can be the first report of tomorrow, depending on how you look at it. All right, so let's start going through this frame by frame here. Let's catch the opening frame. Right back there. All right, opening frame 012. You can see we have an event that's already underway that's exiting the frame right here. It looks like we have a little object right here, the instrument reacting to it. Something also maybe right there. Hello, folks in the chat. Welcome, everybody. Good evening, good morning, wherever you are. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Okay, so here's the tail end of our event on the opening frame. So we'll start clicking through this. It moves on out of frame. We have this crackling and popping coming from this area right here. Then slowly our object emerges from back here. I'm going to get like multiple shots of this. Well, I'll try this one real quick. As it first kind of exits, you can see it right here, this round object right there. You can see all the plasma and everything bending and going around it right there. Okay, there's a second one that appears right here, and both of these start reacting at the same time, snapping and crackling and popping and one more. All right, so let me get this just right for everybody. There we go. So as that continues out, you see this next CME splash and go right over it. Here's our object right here, our main one that we're watching right here. Come on, buttons. What's going on here? There it goes. Then there goes another one over it. Okay, you can see right here is a good shot. Okay, here's our round object right here. Going even tighter. Let's see if we can see right up close. Okay, here's your round object right here. You can see it's kind of splitting the plasma, this V-shaped black V type shape of this splitting and going around it, two sides right here. Here's our object. It even looks to appear to have a little moon or a little something along with it right there. You guys see that? Yeah, it looks like it's picking up on the camera a little bit. All right, let's pull back out of that now. All right, and continue with The full halo CME is a filament eruption or collapse on the surface of the sun, front side of the sun, and I'll show you that later in another instrument. We'll get to that report as well. Appears there might be activity going on over here as well. Here's our second object right here. And you can tell by the way the sun's reacting to it. See how this has got a little spike here reacting to this one and then a spike here. So it's snapping and crackling and popping, reacting to those objects. Now let me put it back into motion here. And what I'm going to do is just zoom in on that area real quick. And we'll just watch that area zoomed in motion there. See these CMEs going over it. It's causing those CMEs and they're splashing over as it's coming out, or as it interacts with the sun, as it bypasses the sun, passes by. Yes, I am abundantly lacking proper rest. I haven't had proper rest in 7 years. Well, six and a quarter, or whatever. Anyways, it's all good. We're still plugging along. Thank you for your concern. No. Anyhow, so here we go. These two objects, nice up close like that. All right, now let's pull back. There we go. Okay, now these came out of this region, but notice we still have our bright region right here. There is something still out there that's taken a while to come in. There's also this stuff going on the side over here. We might have, a few passages. You see this slow motion action over here? It's very faint. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed this up because it makes it stand out a little more. Okay, so we got a couple of regions to watch for. Right in here, right up here still, because even though the passage of these, it still didn't take away that spire. I'm telling you, that spire's pointing at something bigger way back there. It might not pass within the frame of the camera when it does pass, but there's something back there. You can see it. You can see the way the sun's reacting. All right, so there's that. Now let's come over here to this solar ham. Go ahead and you can just see real quick. Let me go one more tighter. There we go. You can see it's pretty quiet. I'm not even going to bother zooming in. It's below the seafloor, barely doing anything right now. So what I did want to report on is this D-layer absorption map. Earlier today, down here was bright orange, and then it turned red for a while. So we did have an absorption event earlier today that was orange and red. It was in this range right here. Bright orange at one point, and then it turned red. So we did have an absorption event on the southern hemisphere today. It's no longer on this map now because it's updated, but still you're seeing this purple region. That's being absorbed right here in the Indian Ocean. All right, back out of this one for a second. Something else we're going to start pointing out a little bit more on this instrument as well is over here their three-day geomagnetic forecast. Now, as these CMEs come off, 3 days later they approach, and here they are they're in agreement with this, that November 11th we'll have a G2, and November 12th possibly another G2 storm. All right, that's their predictions because we have inbound energy on those days. Okay, right now the KP is doing fine. We're down in the green. That's fine. You can see here, let's open this up. You can see our auroras are kind of getting bright green and nice and wide here. So we are taking on some energy right at this moment, okay? Because this updates every 5 to 10 minutes or whatever. So these are all latest data Okay, so there's your auroras for the moment. What I wanted to do is play this real quick for you, if it will. Okay, there's your filament collapse today. Right there. Okay, and that's what sent energy. That's that halo coming at us. Okay, so we do have an inbound CME. Not only do we have the object that induced it kind of flying by, but we also have a new inbound CME. And let's open up the tracker real quick and let me show you this latest data on the tracker because it shows it coming right at us. All right, so here's Earth, here's Sun looking down on top of the solar system. You see it come right, boom, smack right into us. Over here, whoopsie, let me go back a little bit more. This is looking at a profile above or below the Earth, and you can see that it passes over both above and below the Earth. So we're going to take one on the chin here. Everybody brace for impact on this one, okay? Because right now, the Schumann's at a level that's not good. We don't need any more of this inbound energy absorbing into the planet. It's going to cause a bunch of more volcanoes and earthquakes and stuff. All right, so we got to back out of this, please. Thank you. Here's that picture of the auroras again. It's pretty and all, but this is going to be a sign of danger. You know, pretty soon when you see this happen, it's going to be not a good sign. We got inbound energy coming and it's bombarding the planet. Okay, but for now they're pretty, but it's still, we don't need any more energy. There's no picture for today, but their little thing says another CME is heading for Earth. They agree. All right, here we go. This is the part I want to read. A minor polar cap. Let me start again. A minor polar cap absorption event is underway on November 10th as a result of energetic protons accelerated towards our planet by yesterday's Halo CME. Okay, that's what I was talking about. This polar cap absorption event. All right, and it's. I'm gonna click on it. I think it's just an article on it. Yeah, I thought they were gonna show a little video or something. All right, nothing else. Just article on the moon. All right, that's all I wanted to show you from here. Wait. Both the NOAA and the NASA models agree that this strike will hit. Here's the NOAA model. Let me open this one up real quick for you guys. Please. All right, this is right here where it hits. And they're both agreeing that it's going to hit the Earth, so there's that. Done with this page. Now, over to our Schumann. We're going to spend a minute here at this tonight. I'll pull it in. Show you guys tonight's review. Alright, that's about as good as it gets. So here we are pumping along. You can see these little screeches up here at the lower frequencies. And then here's our 7.83 hertz going along. We have one little white stripe here at the, just a little small one, not too major, right lately at the very tail here. But you can see we're fluctuating as we go along and stuff, all right? Now, the reason why I keep checking this because this indicates our magnetic field strength, right? And I want to give you a little video that I did of what I titled The Day the Earth Stood Still. And what looks like on this instrument is a core reversal event. And I'm going to go ahead and play this video, part of it real quick for you. And then you'll understand why we check this and what we might look to, or might see in the future, expect to see in the future here. So let me get this video going here real quick for you. Trying something new here a little bit, so let me get all this ready. Okay, so just a moment here in this video. Let's go back a bit here. Actually, so take note here, these days that I'm showing, these are typical days. We got screeches. You see how these powers of 44, power of 8, the screeching effect. You see how blue everything is at the bottom and these green lines that we're used to seeing, right? Okay. This day had a power of 44 or whatever. That's what this site was giving it, power levels or whatever. So I'm just kind of leaving the audio out of this until we get to the spot I want to talk about. And I think it should be right here. Okay. So let me go ahead and pause. Now, do you see this day? Look at how dark the screen is, and you'll see that the field went down that day. And I believe this is the day the core actually stopped and possibly reversed direction. By the way, it coincides with a lot. This happened about, 2 weeks before everybody came out and all these scientists say, hey, they think there was a core reversal. Okay, this event happened about 2 weeks before it. And when I went looking around through the instruments that would indicate such an event, I went to the Schumann, because that's where you're going to find any kind of core activity, right? And I thought about, well, they knew about it for a couple of weeks, so I calculated a couple of days back, or a couple of weeks back, what day would be around that time frame. And there was a day when all the air traffic on the northern hemisphere was yanked out of the sky, just like on September 11th. It wasn't for a terrorist attack, but they just said it was some computer glitch or whatever. It's the same day as this. So I want you to watch this and just put 2 and 2 together here. There we go. Give me volume. To the 11th, right here. Look how dark this is. A power of 1. A power of 1. Here, let me drop the computer for a second here. I gotta lower this just a tad bit for you guys so you can see it a little bit better. So bear with me for just a sec here. I'll take that out. Alright. Well, I got it paused here. Look how dark the background is on this frame. The frame leading up to it, the frame of the day, and then the frame after it. All the other days before were bright blue with bright green lines, except for these 3 days. All right, here we go. Like this little high intense squeak pop right way down deep, just a short little burst, but the rest of the Schumann resonance stops. It's quiet. The magnetic field went down. They had to yank those flights out of the air because the magnetic field went down. This is the day the core stopped. This is the day the Earth stops. The Earth stood still, basically, or the Earth's core stood still. Look at this day, and look at the days leading up to it. Look at how hard the brakes came on here. What looks like happened here is it came to a grinding halt, bing, stopped, possibly turned the other direction and starts spinning again and grinding as the pressure's released off of the brakes. Look at this day. This is the 11th. This was 13 days ago. This is the day they took all the airplanes out of the air. Okay? The Schumann resonance is showing very, very minimal, a power of 1. The magnetic field dropped that day, you guys. Alright, so I wish I had done a little bit better job on this video, but at least I captured it, because this archival information is gone now. You can't find this anywhere. And I wish I'd have zoomed in, but you can make out there's a darkness in that line. It stopped and then sputtered and started again. And look how dark the bottom part is now on those 3 days right there compared to our regular report. All right, so that's why we watch this closely, because, oh, come on now. Is because I don't want to see it go dark, black like that again and go to a halt. Now, there's a lot of theories about what happened on that day or whatever, but the way our planet rotates around the sun, according to the rotation of our planet, it's kind of backwards. It seems we're over-rotating, and the natural way would be rotating the opposite way. So if this is slowly grinding and it's moving backwards, it's eventually going to grab a hold of magma, slow down the magma. The magma will, it streams like it's eddies and flows. The magma inside the core will change directions, get turbulent, and possibly start spinning backwards. All right. This is a video over on my channel called The Day the Earth Stood Still Part 2. All right. I think it's on a live stream one, so it's not in the video archives, it's in the live stream ones. You can come over here and watch this video and you can see this is the day right here. And I showed in this video all the previous days lining up to it were all screeching days with a bunch of blue, really hard screeching. And then this event. Okay, so that's a dangerous day to be outside when the field is just so weak. Look, it's barely even got a blue line going across it. All right, so now on to, was that it? Yeah, we did the human. So we'll come over here to the earthquake report. We'll do our earthquake report tonight. Get scooched in and settled in for this. Something odd about this map. If I back it out, well, it's backed out pretty good. The only activity is in the Ring of Fire. There is no other activity on the map except in the Ring of Fire. Usually there's a stray quake here, a stray quake there. Nope. All the quakes today are in the Ring of Fire. And look, as I pull over this part of the map, there's nothing. So I guess we're going to report on the Ring of Fire tonight. All right, let's start off at our beginning point here, down by Fiji. I think this is later in the day. Yeah, this is back out so you guys can see the magnitudes and everything. Bright enough? Right about there. All right. This one's a little later in the day, so this isn't the contributing factor to a lot of this energy that you see. All this seems to be residual energy from yesterday's, because this just happened a little while ago, our deep quake. And it's not even deep. It's at 259. That's not a deep quake for this region. So, therefore, it's not the cause of all these other ones around it, because it happened afterwards. All right, let's start going through these here. Here we go. 5.2 at a depth of 10. Set off, this 5 energy at the surface right there. 4.6 down at a depth of 161. Translate to about 5 at the surface. Well, a little less than that at the surface, but roughly pretty close energy. Here we go over here with a 5.1 at a depth of 130. 4.7 at a depth of 10, and what's this? Another 5.0 at a depth of 68. So the other day we had the mid-range 4 energy move through here. Today we got 5 range energy, because look, we got 5, 5, 5. Let's go over here. This is more from this own quake thing, but we have a 5.9 today. Let's just do a report on this whole complex right here. Let me get just right. Okay, let's start pecking these off here. This top one is a 5.1 at a depth of 10, a 4.5 at a depth of 10. Then this is a bigger one. The 5.9 is this is the biggest one of the day right here. Almost a 6. You know the way the USGS reports. Always a 0.99, so it probably was a little bit a 6. We also have 4.9, 4.5. All these are at the same depth. 4.7, 4.6, and 4.4. That's a little deeper at 168. So we have our little quake, not swarm, but it's an event area. All right, because it's kind of spread out over this little island chain right here. It'd be more of a swarm if it was just like one spot really intense, but as you back out, it looks like one spot really intense. But as we get closer in there, it's kind of spread out. But it has that 5 energy, comes over from here, rattles this, shakes a bunch of quakes up in this loose zone now, this little weak zone. How empty this is, okay, with what? Just this one quake here at Japan with a 4.5 at a depth of 111. We got this up here, 4.9 at a depth of 31. Ooh, it made it around the corner with 4.9 energy. All right. Even though this kind of looks naked, it jumped and has already moved up through this region. Expect this could fill in quite easily. We have this region right here that's had these deep quakes lately, right here. It hasn't popped off anything, so expect maybe we could see a deep one or another quake in this region right here. 5 potential that's out there, mid-range 4 to 5, right? Even on this side over by Taiwan, there's no movement. It's locked up. It has to fill in somehow. Look how naked this side is, going all the way up, all the way over. Okay, so that whole next part of the chain, expect to see mid-range 4 to 5 energy squeezing off at our fulcrum points, these latest hotspot zones, possibly the spot here again in Nepal. Seems to have been skipping over this fulcrum point a lot lately, so maybe nothing in this region. It'll drop off mid-range 4 or 5 here, jump over, do something mid-range 4 or 5 there, and then enter into Europe and dump off the same kind of energy. That's, you can see it's just all naked there, waiting to go. Now, this is, again, this 4.9 up here that has made it around the corner. This is like a kink in the hose that kind of cuts off some of our energy. And maybe, hopefully this has cut it off, but it seems to me that this 4.9 to 5 energy has made it around the bend. Then it travels downstream and drop off a mid-range 4 to 5, something in this area, okay? Then it'll creep down. You see how, whoops, let me go back in there, sorry. You see how naked the Juan de Fuca is, all right? These little quakes down here are not even close to being energy released. That's 2.6 and 2.8. All right, this activity down in Texas a little bit here still. Let's go in on these. .4, deep in the heart of Texas. 2.6, 2.9, and a 2.7. Then, a little bit further away, they had a 2.5, 2.5, and a 3.3. Weakness in the crust, all the perforations in this area. Okay, not going to go too much more into detail. You all know what's going on there. We have this down here, 4.4. I want to see if that's on land. Ooh, it is. Ooh, look at this. This little, looks like a little, almost old volcanic, rim here with water down inside of it. Don't you think? And right on the slope of it is this 4.4, and it's at 11.9, so it's close to the surface there. Look at that. I wonder if that's what's going on here. We have a small cone right here. So, yeah, this could possibly ask Dutch. I think maybe it is. It sure looks like a volcano rim right there, especially with the water down inside it. And we got spatter cones inside the rim and on the outside of it. So this could be an old ancient volcano coming back to life here with movement down underneath it. Gotta remember, this magma is pushing up from down below, and where there's weakness in the crust or boundary plate lines like that, you're gonna see our energy release. And if it doesn't release on the boundary plate line, it dumps off at some volcanic site, usually nearby. And for all the little spatter cones and everything along this ridge line, this sure does look like it used to be that this is a caldera right here. Sunken caldera. You can see how inside the caldera these spatter cones came up and then slid down into the lake. That's why there's this point right here, because this whole thing is a caldera. Wow, look at that. New discovery. Something new. All right, cool. Moving on. This is a recent quake right here. Up here in these mountains of Colombia. 4.5. That mid-range 4 energy. And a 5.1. So that energy has either pushed across. Yeah. Pushed across. Didn't drop anything off at this fault line. And we're having quakes along South America here. Probably mid-range 4 if we could get it to work. Come on, you. Yep, mid-range 4, 4.5 at 87, and another mid-range 4, 4.4 at 141. So, mid-range 4 to 5 energy all over the place, just popping off, moving down the chain, pumping other energy out of the way. You see it's going around the ring of fire pretty well, and that this part's all locked up and kind of cut off. So, expect to see, that same mid-range 4 to 5 energy move through this area. Okay, now for something new as well. This is another instrument that I monitor a lot, and there hasn't been a lot of activity on it lately. But I'm going to get you guys kind of familiar with this, because as we have these future events unfolding, we're going to have meteorites coming through the atmosphere. And this is similar to the Schumann. It takes the echoes, receives echoes off the in the atmosphere, and you can detect when meteors are coming in. Now, this has a very annoying tone that goes with it. And you want to hear what space sounds like? All right. When a meteor comes through, you'll see a little dot on the screen, and you'll hear a little tone, a little beep, for however long its tail streaks in and ionizes. This picks up the ionization. So right now, that instrument is nice and quiet, and you can come over here. They have a chat room. See? You can come over here in your own chat room. And what I do is I just kind of put this on really low in the background, just very barely audible. So when I'm watching other stuff, if a meteor comes in behind the show I'm watching, I'll hear a little beep in the background, and it'll let me know when a meteor is in it or whatever. And some amazing stuff has happened on this instrument, and I'll be showing you some of that I've captured over the years, okay? But for right now, it's quiet. You come over here, you put your thing on the red line here. Let me just give you an instant. And it shows you back here at this time frame, you could see that there was nothing happening. You could see the little red line. And you look for peaks on this red line. When you see a big peak on this red line, the one down first of all, this one. Then on the YouTube red line, your pop-up is where you go back through time. So you can go back through time and look at this for any peaks and then go review when a meteor came through. Okay. It also detects other things in our atmosphere as well. And I'll be showing you that stuff a little later. But for right now, that's our other instrument that I'll take, kind of introduce you guys to. And as this activity gets closer, you'll see and hear more meteors coming through. Tonight's really quiet. Some nights it's really active. Like when we have one of these asteroids pass by, it'll get really active and little parts will rain down and stuff. So just another instrument that we'll start checking and introducing into the show a little bit more. And I'll even go give you tidbits of what I've captured on here before, and you'll see why I watch this instrument closely. I don't think we're going to go to that part tonight, but I just wanted to introduce that tonight. Now let's go on over to our forecast here. So what'd you guys think about that Schumann resonance the day the Earth stood still, where it looks like we had a core lock and the magnetic field went down? What are your guys' opinions on what you saw there? What did that look like to you? Because it looked mighty suspicious to me, and it happened to be the same day that the airlines all grounded everybody in the northern hemisphere. And there wasn't a terrorist attack. There wasn't anything. They just said, oh, it was a computer glitch that day. Oh, yeah, right. So here's the loop playing. I'll let that go for a second there. And we need to lift this back up again. Get this more in your face so you guys can see a little bit better. And color too matters in this one, because we have some big ice storms. I think I saw one go up the back side of this big old storm. It went through the field here. So every day we have inbound energy. So the first 3 days of this, each day, just tack on that inbound energy. It's going to be more intense than what the instrument is expecting. Okay, so just kind of adjust this so I can get this just right for you guys. Yeah, that's good enough. One of these days I'll have a studio and I'll have a professional crew, and oh my gosh, that'll be so nice. Have my lab back and everything. Ooh. Alright. Anyways, let's boogie through this. Alright. There's your current conditions right now. Nighttime, November 9th. The storm coming on the coast. Moisture down south here in Texas. Excuse me. As we go into the morning, you see this moisture spread out. This kind of dissipates. That's the noontime of the 10th, with the chance for severe weather on the coast of Texas here tomorrow during the noontime. It intensifies just off the coast through the convection hours as this makes landfall up here in British Columbia with severe weather in it as well. Both of these events have the capacity to intensify more than what they're showing on this map. All right. From there on out, we go into the nighttime of the 10th. This is pretty intense. This is still offshore. All of this could intensify and be a nocturnal event as this energy moves in. Okay. This is the morning of the 11th now. All right. So this is another day we have inbound energy. Boom, boom, boom. There's scattered little. There we go. Scattered little cells going up from Mexico along the coast of Texas there during the morning hours of the 11th. Then we go into the noontime. Whoops, back right there. The noontime. As this drives deeper in, There's the end of convection on November 11th. Now, they're not showing too much as far as severe weather, but this storm could possibly dump more snow. It could have higher winds. All of this could intensify right through here and actually have severe weather. Pray it doesn't, okay? I pray that I'm wrong on all this, but I know I'm not. I mean, it's obvious that I'm not. So you guys just keep up your good work here as this inbound energy seems to kind of not be accounted for here. This will be the nighttime of the 11th, all right? Now, everybody else is telling you this energy that came off on the 8th will be here on the 11th. So let's go through the entire day of the 11th. Again, morning of the 11th with this up here in Seattle. So you guys up here, it might be more intense, this storm, as it makes landfall. Down here, like I said, more intense all through the course of this day, right there. Even though we're clear, we might have dodged a bullet and we're not getting the severe weather, but somewhere around the planet will have a very bad day for the 11th and the next 3 days. Because here we go into the morning of the 12th. There's the noon time of the 12th with severe weather down here in Mexico, off the shores of Carolina. That's the end of convection driving into the very southern part of Texas here, up from Mexico at the end of convection on the 12th. As this new storm's making landfall here. Now, whoa. As we go into the nighttime of the 12th, we have this getting more intense, and then this also down at the tip of Texas getting more intense. So you guys down in this area, be on the lookout the night of the 12th. All right, watch your weather for the next couple of days as this moisture is moving through your area and has the potential to flare up like this. All right, even more so than this is predicting. As we continue, that's the morning hours of the 13th there with, it's still no dissipation. It's still intense, severe weather down here, scattered along the southern and even out off of the coast there. Then it drives up into Louisiana here in the noontime of the 13th. Look, there it is, right offshore of Louisiana on the noontime of the 13th. And then the end of convection, November 13th, this drives deeper into Louisiana. Let me zoom this in real quick. There we go. All right, so again, here on this day, this storm or this event, watch this closely. They're already predicting red and pink in this already. All right, as this thing makes landfall, we're talking tropical force storm winds, possibly hurricane force winds as it makes landfall, water spouts making landfall, severe weather in the Louisiana coast. All those lowlands there will flood if someone pisses too hard. All right, so all that could easily flood. So watch for flooding in that area as well. Sorry about that term. I don't know where that came from. I just blotted that one right out, didn't I? All right. Continuing on, that sticks around. You can see some rotation in this. So it's driving some of this severe weather into the heart of Texas, the Dallas-Fort Worth area at the nighttime of the 13th. See how it digs even deeper and gets even more together at 4 a.m. in the morning, during the morning hours. So when it should have dissipated, it does a little bit, but it's still well organized right back up in here in Texas. Then we get into the morning of the 14th. That's the noontime, sorry, the 14th. Then we, the end of convection, as we have another storm driving into the coast of Oregon and California there. Up into Washington right there. That's the nighttime of the 14th. The morning of the 15th, they're calling for severe weather again on the coast here. Again, landfall of possible water spouts. Extremely high winds, flash flooding. It's going to be one of those events again in Northern California like they had last winter. It was just wet, and all it takes is a couple inches of rain. When the soil's already saturated, they're just going to be flooding. This whole day, starting from the morning of the 15th through the noon and through convection and into the nighttime and through the morning hours of the 15th, this big old storm's just going to rape California. There's the morning of the 16th, the noontime there. Oh no, that's the end of convection there. The nighttime as it drives into the Rockies now. The morning of the 17th, noontime the 17th. The end of convection. You can see this up here organizing, leaving a lot of stuff for the northeast up here. The nighttime of the 17th into the morning of the 18th, noon, convection, and night. Morning of the 19th, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 20th. Now this event here on the 20th, you see it pulling all this moisture up. This is a little further out. It's a little more unpredictable, but look at this as they call for this thing to drive up through here during the morning hours of the 20th. There's the morning, noon, and convection. If it did that in the morning and the noon, I would imagine at the end of convection, it's going to be a lot more intense than this. So this is a little unreasonable, but we'll see. Then as it continues up and moves on out, we have this snowstorm back here moving in through the Rockies through basically the 21st through the 22nd. And then up here, another icing event again. See, we go into the nighttime of the 22nd here. There's moisture on the backside a little bit right here, and a lot of snow back here through North Dakota, Montana, down into Wyoming and South Dakota, even far down into Arizona and New Mexico. You see how this reaches all the way down there? With this little icing event in between right here, the Minnesota, Canadian border, right around the 22nd. That's what this is calling for. And it gets pretty violent as it goes up into Canada. So that'll be, wow, something to watch for when that moves through. Then you see the tail of this is still, it hasn't filled in, but there's the tail of it back here. And look at this icing event they're calling for. This is what's, we'll watch carefully. If these two air masses collide right there, we'll have this icing event, this moist air and cold air slammed together. You see it right there over Kansas at that starts at the noon time of the 24th. That's the number 24. So the noon time of the 24th there in Kansas. Then it gets organized, drives up into Iowa during the end of convection there. Really gets intense down here. This is pink and purple now, reaching down through the panhandle of Texas and Oklahoma, all the way up through Kansas, Iowa, and into Wisconsin. Here, let me blow that picture up for you real quick. All right, you see that? That'd be very dangerous if that came true. All right, and if we had an event 3 days prior to this event that adds more energy to this, it could be possibly even worse. Let's pray that this model is wrong. AI means absolute insanity. So let's pray it's not all that correct. Okay. Let me pull back out of that. Oops. There we go. All right. And just last few frames. Let's go look at that one right there. Deep purple and pink right there. Still, these two frames. This one, then it gets even more organized right there. And then dissipates into the morning or the noon time of the 25th. And those are the last few frames. Revigorating as it drives north with more icing up here. Great Lakes, Minnesota. Back to that frame right there. Patient, we're almost done here. I'll get to the spiritual report here in just a sec. All right, I'll just show you that real quick. So that's a possible event, okay, you guys? And even if this doesn't happen, are you prepared for something like this? in your region. Even though you don't live in this region, if something, an icing event like this were to come and hit you, would you be prepared? Okay, so a lot of this, hopefully this doesn't come true. We will watch it closely, pray against it. We can affect some stuff, not everything. Lessen the blow. Okay, but what are we looking at here? This is a very dangerous event because it drives clear down into Texas. These people aren't used to ice skating, okay? On a freeway, it's 75 miles an hour. All right, so it's reaching all the way up into there too. So even though it's kind of speckled, it could still, this boundary line goes all the way like this. So it could be anywhere along that boundary line. Very dangerous looking event right there. Let's pray it doesn't come true. Watch it closely. Let me just back out. Whoa, no, no, no. Back into it again. Don't go nowhere. I want to zoom out. The time and date stamp on that is the morning time of the 25th. All right, so that would be at 4 a.m. Pacific. Add 2 hours for the middle of the country. That would be 6 a.m. in the morning for them on the 25th, waking up to this icing event right in the heart of the country. All right, so don't get caught off guard. Have a plan. Have supplies. Stuff like that. All right, I didn't even get a spiritual report thing set up, so let me just come back to this one for a minute. I'll let you guys watch this for a second, hear more while I get things ready.
And now let's go back even deeper to see what led up to that. Like this big grinding of the brakes right here. This is 2 days before the stoppage right here, okay? This is 2 days before the stoppage. Okay, you can see, look at these pulses right here on this one. Oh, I wish I had my magnifier. Please, God, let it work for one moment. I am bound and determined, and I am not going to give up. So, let's, where were we? Okay, here. On this day, look at these sharp lines. This is like someone's pushing the car. The brakes are locked up, but all of a sudden they give a little bit. Beep, 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 beep. These are little squeaks right here. Oh man, I wish I had my magnifier. And this, look how dark it gets here and here. See, the core is slowing down. It slowed. It stopped right there, and here it moved a little bit, but then it really went slow again. Okay, so I believe this is the day right here that they're talking about that the core stopped spinning, or got really slow with a power of 1. You guys see that, right? Okay, let's go back even further because you can see here's this skidding effect again. Just very stuttered, just like this, very stuttered. Okay, something's applying the brakes. The core is rubbing pretty good here, and these are the scratch marks or screech marks or something from it. Okay, these images now don't. You know what? Last time they wouldn't let me see them, and they still won't either.
So. All right, so
it makes me wonder what happened on this day. What happened on this day? If you look at these screeches, the brakes were applied right before.
All right, so we'll go to that one.
Look how dark this is. A power of 1. A power of 1.
And ever since this happened, the Schumann resonance has been very hard to find online now. I have to get it from a Russian site now, because that's where it comes from, is a Russian site. Alrighty, so let's back out of this one here, and come over to this. I'll try something here. We always show kind of the same image. I want to do something similar, but different, same image. Get it? Different, same. commercial, you guys. Oh, just hanging in there until they're done. Little yellow line's almost there. Go, little line, go. All right, no, thank you. But I did want to catch this part of the video. Let's see if we can do this a little bit better here. All right. Let's see. For most of you who've seen this before, you know what you're looking at. If you haven't seen this before, this is Jesus with sunglasses on. Don't ask me why, but he's wearing sunglasses. He's got his shirt. He's pulling his shirt open. Right here, he's pulling his shirt open, and these rays are emitting from his chest, from his heart, creating a face in the clouds. Alright, there's the face in the clouds. It's kind of hard to see. I didn't do a very good job with this video. But all I want to do for this purpose is catch good old Jesus right there, pulling open his shirt, exposing his heart. Can you guys see that? Let me know when we're getting it just right. Ooh. That looks pretty good, I think. So once you see his heart, it will go right about there. Now you can make out his face, and it's not so, it's a little dark, but you can make out his heart a lot better. Alright, now pull up the light. I had something pulled out for you guys to read tonight. Oh, yes. Something new. Something new, something new. I am always doing something new in your life. So try to keep open-minded when you encounter things you have not seen before or even imagined. Let me say that again. So try to keep an open mind when you encounter things you have not seen before or even imagined. Do not recoil from the unfamiliar without even taking time to determine whether it might be for me. Consider the trapeze artist. She must leave the safety of the swing she is on in order to move towards her goal. As she abandons the security of where she was, she will be briefly in flight until she connects to the next trapeze. At times, you may feel as if you are in flight when you experience newness that feels uncomfortable. The temptation is to just criticize the change and cling to the familiar. Instead of this knee-jerk response, come to me in prayer. Tell me your concerns and ask me to help you see the situation from my viewpoint. I am always with you, and I hold you by your right hand. I guide you with my counsel, helping you discern the best way to respond and go forward. I brought you out into a spacious place, and I rescued you because I delighted in you. You are in a spacious place of salvation, saved from being a slave to sin. Your salvation is the greatest, most lavish gift you could ever receive. Never stop thanking me for this infinitely precious gift. In the morning when you waken, rejoice that I have adopted you into my royal family. Because you go to sleep at night, or before you go to sleep at night, praise me for my glorious grace. Live in ways that help others see me as a fountainhead of abundant, never-ending life. I delighted in you, not because of worthiness in you. Rather, I chose to delight in you and lavish my love on you. Since your best efforts could never be sufficient to save you, I clothed you in my own perfect righteousness. Wear this clothing of salvation gratefully, with overflowing joy. Remember that you are royalty in my kingdom, where glory light shines eternally. Live as a child of light, securely robed in radiant righteousness. Securely robed in radiant righteousness. I hope this brings comfort. I hope this brings peace and solace to your soul, not fear. This is real image. This is real stuff. I guess some people can see it or not. All right. These pictures took a lot of pain holding the camera up for so long to get these events to gel in the sky and capture them on film. Excruciatingly painful to take these pictures. So I do it so I can capture it and bring this stuff to you. And I have a bunch more, but it's all stuck on a computer that is, for lack of a better term, possessed and will only show one thing and one thing only. So one of these nights I will pop open the possessed computer and show you the one thing only that it plays. And maybe with some prayers we could get that sucker uncursed and get it open and retrieve thousands and thousands of pictures like this that I have still locked away in the computer that's frozen up. Anyhow, there's that image and our message for tonight. Maybe there's a little bit better. A little further away, that's why. But you can see it there. You can see this face, the clouds that it's making. The weird part is I recognize this face over here. It's my face. I'm like, why is he making my face in the clouds? Anyways, pretty cool image of Jesus there, exposing his heart. Okay? That's the divine realm right there, showing you in the clouds, he's here. Pretty cool. Alright, hopefully you guys can see that. Alright, instead of wrapping it up, let's chat. Let's talk. You guys got any questions? You guys want to see a certain thing or have questions? Knock it out of the park. There's chat room's been kind of quiet tonight. So anybody out there got any response, any questions? Now's the time. I know there's like a 18-minute delay on my videos. So I'll have to wait a few minutes to get a response, but real deal. And I can't make it out on this. If you come over to this video and watch it, you can make out an angel in the clouds over here on the side. But at this point in the video, it doesn't really show it too well from the camera off the computer. Wow. No questions, huh? So you guys are ready for tomorrow's test? Surprise quiz, pop quiz? No questions? No, I'm joking. Here, let me let the kitty out. I got a special cat over here who likes to be on guard duty. Yeah, you gonna go do guard duty? There you go, bud. Alright, well, dang. Is the chat off? No, I saw people in here earlier. Am I still live? Yeah. Maybe it's just, don't know what to say? Okay, we could leave it at that, I guess. Alright, well, I guess I'll just wrap it up then. Should I wait the full 18-minute delay? Maybe it's not that long. Just a little less light. Pretty cool. You know what? We'll even close out with this one here. No questions? Nobody? No comments? No thank you, I love you? The hell was that? Is that for real? Is that fake? Alright, well, let's leave off this image right here, because this is real as well. The spiritual realm showing up in your clouds. He says, look up, you'll see me coming in the clouds with power and great glory. Oh, happened on Easter 2020. There was an event the day before that I captured that keyed me in to look at this area, and on Easter I was down here the next day to see if I could capture the same event, and something different happened, and this happened instead. Okay, so I guess we'll close out with that image there. It's always comforting to see our Savior hard at work around, watching over us from above. I think we'd be in a lot worse shape at this moment if it wasn't for some protection that we're receiving at this time. So keep your faith, stay strong, keep praying each day. You know, when you get up, thank Him for a new day. I think you guys are starting to see how precious each day is. I mean, I'm sitting here complaining halfway through the day, and I got to remind myself, wait, I'm not in a bunker in Israel hiding for my life like some people that are innocent, you know, that have to live in harsh situations. There's people around the world who've lost their homes and are homeless due to catastrophes and stuff. So, you know, we're blessed to have what we have, and just remember to be thankful. A thankful heart kind of keeps all this from penetrating too deep. Don't let them divide you. They are trying so hard to divide you along every line, spiritually, racially, ethnically, just everything, sexual orientation. You're just, you can't even say anything without being put in a category. Well, while they're trying to divide you, I'm trying to unite you under one cause, under one person, under one banner, under one flag. The King of Kings, okay, knows what to do. He's here. Trust in Him. You're going to see a lot of crazy stuff go down. So that's why we're going to be introducing the other instruments, because pretty soon we'll need them, I think. So that's it for tonight. I love you all. God bless you all. I miss you all. And until my next video, I'll be back. I am back already, can't you tell? Whoa. Wait. I saw something in the chat there. What happened to my chat? Was gone the whole time. Oh, wait, before we go, I see the chat now. I'm on the west side of the mountain, so we don't get much snow. Yep. When it rains, it rains. Oh, yay. Oh, I saw the 1111. 1111 is 4 ones, right? 4 individual ones. So 1111 is 4 and 1. The Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost, and you. So all 4 and 1, 1111. If you see that a lot, it's probably because there's a calling. And if you're at this channel, there's been a calling. You didn't just wind up here for by mistake. You're here for a reason. And like I like to tell my audience, you guys are the elite. I was looking at my views. I get, 300 views, maybe most, on a video. And there's 300 million in this country. That makes you 1 in a million. So to my 1 in a million audience, thank you so much for spending some of your time here. I hope you're learning. I hope you're getting strength from this and hope. And I'll be back here soon, okay? That's it for tonight. I love you all, and I'll be back. Can't you see I am?